Said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white. It ain't real clear, is that you there? Said, yeah, I was 11. Yeah! Hey! Oh, just pumping these out, ain't we? Yeah! Disclaimer now, this is probably my first Anthony Joshua video I've ever done. So, those of you that don't know, I'm kind of a huge fan of Klitschko's, and yeah, he might have put me in a depression for a couple years. Anthony Joshua. Anyway, this is the breakdown, or my prediction for the fight, the June 1st fight between Anthony Joshua and Jarrell Miller. It's for the IBA, IBO, WBA, and WBO World Heavyweight titles. Yeah, we'll start out with Anthony Joshua, 22-0. An O with 21 knockouts. An incredible knockout percentage there, 95%. You're looking at that, it's higher than Foreman, it's higher than Marciano, it's higher than the Klitschko's had. He's got that massive power, it's a cumulative power. He knocked out Povetkin, he knocked out Klitschko, Molina, and Wilder's next opponent in Brazil. Anyway, he knocked him out in the 7th round. Dude is very heavily muscled for a fighter. Typically, you don't see boxers carrying around that much weight, even in the heavyweight division. They're usually just naturally that heavy because of their size. If you looked at a Klitschko, yeah, he worked out and everything, but it wasn't like he was repping like 19-inch arms. You know what I'm saying? So he's and his weight does tend to fluctuate between around mid 250s to the low 240s. So I guess it really caters to the opponent that he's going against. With that, he probably didn't think Klitschko was going to move as much as he did, so he came in at a much heavier weight than he did in his fight there, not his last one, but the one before where he actually wound up going the distance. He came in at, I believe it was 242. There, again, puts Frank Bruno, he puts Razor Ruddock to shame. This dude is absolutely massive there. Parker is who it was who he slimmed down for. That went the distance. He's got the long jabs. He's got the nice occasional lead right hands, and he will throw those to the body. He throws combinations, which is rare for a heavyweight. When you see that, again, he works that body. He keeps his distance. He is light on his feet, and he's fast. And he's fast in a way because he throws straight punches. There's no whipping out to the outside. He's coming straight down the pipe, and that's fast way between 2 points, isn't it? Yeah. That's a math lesson, Eduardo. You don't know nothing about math. Anyway, not a lot of head movement when you see this, so he is very susceptible to punches that come right down the pipe, because that head just stays there. The hands are up, but he can get touched. I mean, he got freight trained by that Klitschko right hand. Man, if Klitschko was younger. Anyway, he does. His chin, I don't know how questionable it is, because he literally got hit by one of the cleanest right hands you're going to see from Klitschko hitting somebody, and he got up. He was hurt. Yes, he was, and it took him a while to recover from that, but he got up. So we know heart is there. We know the chin, while not a granite chin, it's decent enough. He got back up. Again, he has went 12 rounds. Stamina might play a factor on somebody that is going to move around a lot or force him to have to move. We don't know. He's so efficient at getting people out of there with his ability. And again, he does carry power late. He did knock out Klitschko in the 11th round. So he's got other fights where he's knocking him out in the 7th and stuff like that. So it's not like he's a 1 or 2 round guy. He does not start off freaky fast. He builds, and it's a slow roll. Now let's switch over to Jarrell Miller. 23-0-1. He's got 20 knockouts for an 83% knockout ratio. He's a little bit smaller, as we have Anthony Joshua's at that 6'6", 82-inch reach. we have Miller coming in. He's 6'4", 78-inch reach. And when you look at his record initially, his first 14 or 15 dudes that he fought were kind of bums and nobodies. So he's only got these last couple fights where he's actually fighting people that are a lot better. And, you know, this dude is big, and if you looked, he was getting bigger for a long time there. He was around that 274, fluctuated up and ballooned up to 317. His last fight, I believe, he was 315 pounds. That is not a weight he wants to be at if he's going to go up against Anthony Joshua. I think that's he's just asking for it there. His best weight, he better come in at around his 278 at the most, because he's going to need that energy. Because this guy, Miller, comes at you like an absolute tank. He puts those hands up. He says, go ahead. I'm coming in. I'm going to impose my will on you. And when he does that, while his hands are very deceptively fast, he comes in, he works that body. He's going to punish you to the body. And in there, he likes to get inside and through the jab, and then just coming at you like an absolute tank and taking those hits. He's open for the uppercuts. He's open to shots around the body as if you come around to the outside. Because of that, he's willing to take a couple hits to get inside, but that's where he feels comfortable. That's where he is comfortable. I think that will give Joshua some problems. He works the head and body. He applies that crazy pressure. He's going to make it ugly. When you see this, you know he's going to make it ugly. He can get a bit wild, and he actually looked hurt against Washington, which is a scary thing because Washington is not what you would consider a heavyweight puncher. I mean, he's probably under 60% now, because I think he lost his last 2 fights or so with Washington. So his power for a heavyweight, heavyweights, you want that 70% or above to really be able to consider them a puncher, because these are 250-pound dudes beating on each other. Anyway, and could his trunks, Miller's trunks, be any higher? They're literally like 3 inches below his nipples. You know what I'm saying? He like pulls them up. He totally George Foreman's it, and I'm surprised that the refs let him get away with that, because that allows him to take a lot of extra shots to the body that maybe he normally wouldn't be getting if he pulled them down to his belly button where they should be legally. And again, I look for Miller. He needs to come in at that 275 to 280, right in that range right there, for me to actually feel comfortable with him standing any chance in this fight. I do see Miller making this a fight. I see him pushing that pace, but Miller, unfortunately, he's a cumulative power guy as well, so he has to get a lot of shots in on you in order to take advantage of that. But I don't think that's going to work with Joshua. Joshua's better on his feet than what Washington was. His power's a lot greater than what Washington had, and he likes to go to the body as well. He's got the reach, he's got the height, and he's got the boxing acumen for it. I think that fight with Klitschko was the greatest thing that ever happened to Anthony Joshua, because he learned that he had to pace himself, had to work his stuff. We'll see how that goes. I think he wears Miller out with those body shots and the uppercuts that are going to come in, and I see Joshua winning this by knockout in the 6th round. Yeah, 6th round. Yeah. Well, please comment, rate, subscribe if you like the video, and let me know if there are any other fights you want to see coming up. And what do you think, Eduardo? Yeah, we're getting a couple of these out, aren't we? Anyway, this is the Big Ragu. I'm out. Keep punching.